Rise and shine. It's time to get the day started with the morning show of record for the Homestead community. It is the Farm2Table Direct Show morning edition. And good morning, everyone. Good morning. Happy Friday. Yes, it is Friday. Ready for the weekend. Ready to get this week over with as far as a work week. It's payday. Good morning, Robbie. So glad to see you actually live. It's been a few days. Uh, Hope everything is well in your world. Things are good in mine. We'll take this time to say thank you to everyone who prayed yesterday at the end of the show, that were there yesterday, and some who watched later. Uh, Got a text right before the end of the show that my our daughter, who's expecting it, fell, but she is fine. A little bruising on the hips, going to be sore, but she will be okay, and the baby is good. So everything checked out. So thank you for those prayers, and praise report to God on that. Anyway, and with that, let's move on forward. I tried the title several Fridays in a row of Open Chat Friday, and well, it didn't really kind of. Good morning, Joy. Hi, glad to see you in with us this morning. I realized that open chat was kind of technically every day, so maybe it was, kind of going over in a way that wasn't, you know, understood, so to speak. Because what I really wanted was, for y'all guys to in the chat that join us in the chat every day, or even some that have listened and haven't, but maybe would, uh, to kind of pick the topics and talk about it and bring something up, and we'd talk about that. So I've decided to rename it Chat Rules Friday, the day that the people in the chat direct the topics. Now, as always, I'll good morning, Scotty. Hope you're feeling better this morning, bud. I know you said you wasn't feeling well last night. Hope you're feeling better today. Hope a good night's rest, maybe. Uh, but anyway, uh, the but anyways, today that y'all guys kind of direct the topics. Now, I'll always have a thing or two prepared, just so that yeah, in the event that it's quiet, so to speak, in the chat, or y'all don't have anything that's pressing on your mind. But anyway, that's kind of what we're going to start calling it, Chat Rules Friday. See how that works out. It's a little more, maybe a little more understood, or a little more, maybe not. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Um, and, we'll try it another couple of weeks. If that don't work out, then we'll just go like any other day where Ryan picks the topic. Uh, so anyway, well, before we get too far, it has cooled down out here this morning just a little bit. But let's head on over and visit Jack and see the redneck weather report. All right.
Good morning, rednecks. It is 39 degrees. We got fog and rain. It's February the 7th, 2025. We got a 6 mile an hour north wind making it feel like it's 36 degrees. We're going to get to 59 today. God bless y'all. We'll see you again tomorrow.
Yeah, I didn't quite hit the pause button fast enough, but that's all right. So anyway, thanks, Jack, to that. Always good to see Jack's smiling face on the weather report. We'll take a moment before we go into SmackDown. Computers are a peculiar thing. Sometimes they work, and sometimes they don't. I was having troubles yesterday, and kind of been creeping that way, been acting up. Well, I've got two different drives on my computer. I got the primary drive, which handles all the startup and handles the internet and handles all that stuff, and then I've got a storage drive. But I hadn't really been using the storage drive that much, like I should have been. And 5 to 8 inches of that white stuff this weekend, Scotty says. Good grief, man! Will be stay in and stay warm. Stay out of that nonsense. I know y'all people up in the Northeast, y'all are maybe a little more used to it than us down here in the South, but still yet be careful and take care of yourself with that. But they're talking chances of it early in next week here. I've heard rumors. I'm not seeing any confirmation, but they're saying we're going to have another one of them polar vortexes or something like that. So I don't know. We'll see. But anyway, So I began to clean out and move some stuff last night so that things can function a little better. I've still got some more to go. I've got a couple of folders I got to get moved over to that other drive and get some stuff off so that it'll free up that primary drive for handling the startup. So anyway, hopefully things go a lot smoother going forward. But anyway, enough of that. Let's move into today's reality smackdown. The impeachment talk has begun. A Democrat from Texas uh, says he's going to write up articles of impeachment, pursue impeachment. Not even going to try to, lobby to get any support or anything. He just, and it was all stemmed from the Gaza comments, is what, and some of the other stuff. But he wants to follow. He wants to, yeah, down that hill. I mean, I don't know what's going to happen with that Gaza thing, and we can talk about it if y'all want, get y'all's opinions on it. But and yeah, Robbie, it's going to drop. Well, I've noticed that Sunday it's supposed to start dropping again for us. But anyway, so we'll see what happens with this. But again, we're in just couple 3 weeks, and they're already at it. But anyway, next thing up, judge delays deadline for President Trump's buyout offer for federal employees. Uh, didn't get rid of it, didn't say don't do it, just extended the deadline, you might say. Put a pause on the deadline. Give some more folks time to think about it, figure out what's going on. I seen the deal. It's like a severance. It's like 8 months worth of pay or something like that. Can I sign up for can I sign up for the Trump buyout offer for my, give me 8 months of pay and let me move on? I think I can handle it. But anyway, uh, here's one for Bro when he gets around to it. Philippine Vice President Sara Duterte impeached over assassination plot and corruption. Uh, that entire operation over there is corrupt. Both sides of the coin, the president and the vice president, they're set up like we used to be, where the president and vice president run on separate tickets, and they can help each other out or they can be enemies. And these two started out on the same side, but it quickly turned ugly. And so, yeah, it's not good. But anyway, so something there. But so let's see. Now that was not supposed to copy twice. I had something else there. Oh well, I tell you what, I know what we can do. Let's go over here and check some headlines that I have on my in my inbox. Some stuff that came in my brief. President Trump established a task force to root out anti-Christian bias in the federal government. That'd be a good thing. Attorney General Pam Bondi ordered the Department of Justice to halt all funding to sanctuary cities. I think I read yesterday it's like 220 cities. So cool. Now this is about right. Democrats on the Senate Judiciary Committee delayed the confirmation vote on Kash Patel, Trump's nominee to lead the FBI. And surprise, surprise, the Chinese Communist Party targeted Xinjiang with bomb threats and diplomatic pressure more than 130 times in 38 countries around the world. Yeah, that's a whole other deal. But anyway, so yeah, there is your reality smackdown for Friday, February the 7th. Anyway, let's get on to some more fun stuff. We can come back to some of those headlines or talk about some of the other stuff here in a minute. Now, for this day, February 7th, 1940, Walt Disney's second feature length movie, Pinocchio, premieres, New York City. Old Pinocchio. Some of the politicians should have that curse. But anyway, that'd be funny, wouldn't it? We'd really know what was going on then. Anyway, 1945, General Douglas MacArthur returns to Manila, fulfilling his promise of I shall return. 1969, Al Fatah leader Yasser Arafat becomes president of the Palestinian Liberation Organization. Big front government for terrorism. Nothing's changed over there. Here we are, 2025, and it's still the same. Different people, same stuff. Anyway, 1974, Mel Brooks' Western spoof film, Blazing Saddles, starring Cleavon Little and Gene Wilder, premieres at Pickwick Drive in Burbank, California. Patrons watched from horseback rather than cars. Oh, that would have been a sight to see right there. Anyway, one of the many movies or shows you couldn't make today. But anyway, in 1994, Howard Stern stops a would-be jumper on the George Washington Bridge. Yeah, so hey, there you go. Super Bowl 2021, Super Bowl. I can't even remember that one. Anyway, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I don't know how to read them Roman numerals once they get past a couple. But anyway, Tampa Bay Buccaneers dominate defending champion Kansas City Chiefs 31-9. MVP Tom Brady scores seventh Super Bowl win. Well, coming up this Sunday is the Super Bowl. The Philadelphia Eagles against those Kansas City Chiefs, going for a historic three-peat. We'll see. I think it's the world against Kansas City. I don't know. It depends on what you read, but so, if you're a KC fan, great. If you're a Phillies fan, great. Or if you're like me, don't really hunt for either team, yeah, so be it. And staying in sports for one more thing. 2023, LeBron James scores 38 points to become NBA's all-time leading scorer. They lost to the Thunder, but surpassed Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's 38,387 career points. So, Yahoo, there you go. That is the day in history. So, let's see. Yep. Let's get into some conversation this morning, folks. I'm looking forward to seeing what's up, what's going on in y'all's world today. It's Friday. Some people are, some people work 4 days and are off. Some getting ready to get their weekend started. Some of us still have to go work a little bit. Then get the weekend started. I'm got a lot going on this weekend. I'm busy as always. So got some work to do in the kitchen. Going to run around with the grandkids and the wife. Yeah, a little bit of everything. We'll see what happens. Anyway, looking forward to it. And then, of course, Sunday I don't know if I'll watch this year or not. I guess just depends on what else is going on. Of course, it is what it is on that. But let's see. What about it, guys? Anything y'all want to talk about this morning, or anything on y'all's mind, or thoughts that y'all have had on anything? It don't even have to be anything we've talked about. It can be, pretty much anything y'all want to talk about. Giving y'all the floor. See if there's anything y'all come up with in a couple of minutes. But anyway, I was on the Thursday night kind of hangout thing last night. Jumped in with Dale 9 Acres for a little bit. They were going through and doing that. I can't remember what it's called now. Their little trivia game that they play. I didn't catch all the earlier ones, but I caught theirs. Had it on and typed in a little bit. But mostly I was working on stuff for this morning and getting things ready. LeBron is the crybaby of the NBA, like Mahomes is the crybaby of the NBA. Let me share this so everybody else can see it. I know a lot of people who would agree with that. Yeah, let me see. So let me see up there where you're at. Yeah, let's see. Yeah. New England Patriots, Baltimore Ravens. Y'all got some teams up there that might have something to say about that too. Anyway, so yeah, I would agree. I'm not a LeBron fan. Have not that I can recall ever been a LeBron fan. But I guess when you've grown up with greatness, the i.e. the GOAT, Michael Jordan, and then also before that Larry Bird, Magic, and you grew up with all that, and that's kind of what you know. Yeah, I don't much care for him. And yes, good morning, Tracy. Glad to see you in with us this morning. Yeah, Joy, I did see that Trump is planning to go to the Super Bowl. That sparked a few comments here and there. We'll see what happens with that. But anyway, let's go over here. All right, let's get controversial. Robbie says, "Let's get. How do you feel about this crazy weather with all the snow and cold being manufactured?" You know, I mean, I ain't gonna say that I haven't thought about it, haven't kicked it around. There's, of course, I get on Facebook and social medias and stuff and see what people are saying. And my wife shows me stuff that she watches. That we know that you can't discount it because we know they've got the weather weather capable, influencing some of the hurricane things like that. So and it does seem odd that like you had 8 inches of snow in New Orleans. Uh, that's crazy. They haven't had snow down there forever, and the South, and the shifts and patterns, and um, I don't know. Hadn't really put a lot of thought into it because it doesn't surprise me, but if they can do that, which I know they can in some ways, but if they were to start doing that, we've already seen, there's crops that grow during this time of year. There's things that happen food wise that that could influence, and so I don't know, Robbie. Why don't you share your thoughts on it? It is. I don't get too carried away with snow and cold in this part of the country. I remember as a child, young. I say child, I guess fifth grade, but coming up, we had deeper snow. We had snow in the winter. It wasn't all like it was here for several years, where it's been just a little bit of warm weather, Indian summers, all kinds of weird things, and then the last 2 years we've had some crazy cold, sub-zero, right around zero stuff. So definitely been a shift in uh, the patterns, but and I don't mind snow. It's the ice that goes with it. Uh, uh, yeah, that's it. Okay, let's share this. Tracy said, messing with creation's balance is a dangerous place. I absolutely agree. And they're doing it in a lot of things, not just the weather. Scientist stuff. There's a lot of things going on with crop rotation. A lot of things they're messing with nature's balance and God's balance. Um, let's see. Scotty brought this up. Let's see. We'll have to keep up with you. Places never got snow. All of a sudden got snow. Yeah, that one was the one. Like I said, New Orleans and down in Florida and places like that. That kind of was like, what? That ain't supposed to be happening. And anyway, Joy, they have been cloud seeding for years. And yeah, that was the term I was looking for, Joy. Thank you for that. The cloud seeding programs and stuff like that, and makes no sense to me. Of course, we've stopped doing a lot of the things down on the ground. They've changed up things. You got chemical stuff like that, and that affects the cycle of what creates the rain clouds and what creates those things. And what amazed me was watching in the Gulf with the hurricanes, how they can move a hurricane or intensify a hurricane and that type of stuff. That's what blew my mind. Uh, let's see. Tracy said, looks back at old pics and we had heavy snow. Yeah, I said, I remember, I said, I guess, I don't know, fifth, sixth grade. I was back in the 80s. Uh, we had that snow that was just like insane snow. And it was deep. At least for a kid, it was deep. And it was like this snow that we just got up here. It was that kind of snow that packs real good. And I remember going around with an old broken igloo cooler and making snow blocks. That's how good this snow was. And started building an igloo. Got the walls up and everything. What we couldn't figure out was how to make the dome. Got the side walls, had it all. So we basically had a snow fort. And I remember the ponds being froze to the bottoms. And we were getting out on the pond and playing ice hockey with that soda can, crush it up. We're out on roller skates trying to go across the pond, riding our bicycles. Yeah, the things that kids will do. Let's see. Here we go. It's how they control where it happens, like how the hurricane took a very specific path that was unexpected. Yeah, exactly, Robbie. That was the part that got my attention when they directed that, and that, yeah. But if you've got some of it is, I know that's government manipulation, or I say, agency manipulation, whatever was happening there, whoever was behind it. It's bizarre, and happening to go and hit things that were how shall we say, a lot of minerals deposits and high value items in a particular area, and that area gets destroyed by a hurricane, which will of course drive the property values down. One with a tinfoil hat on might say there's a conspiracy where it was planned. I don't know. Take your pick. Uh, the blizzard of '78, Scotty writes. Let me see, how old I would have been six, 5 or 6, I guess 6. Yeah, I don't remember, but at the same time, I mean, I was probably out playing in it if it happened down here. Uh, but so yeah, that's some of the crazy weather, and I would, it's the like I said, it goes back to messing with nature, and nature's balance, and as Tracy, Joy and Tracy have been bringing up there, some of the different things, you know, it's what Tracy had said about messing with creation balance, and that's I would agree, and we've got a lot of people sitting in labs who think they're uh, smarter than creation, or they want a specific thing. Flip this over. Seeing where weather control has been used by the military. Yeah, that has happened. I mean, stuff's come out. It's what I guess, in a sense, I'm enjoying. It's almost scary, but this information age we're in, with the internet and everybody being a reporter and things coming out, that might have would have been information easier to hide back in the day of no internet and no you know things were easier to control for those in charge. So they probably hate this information age. But uh, and let's see, go back over here. Scotty says some states were shut down for a few weeks during that blizzard. I'm sure that my dad was probably griping about it. But and that's the crazy thing is, I mean, like I said, when you see areas paralyzed, and probably, I'm trying to think, 78. Let's see, I was, man, let me think. Uh, yeah, I guess we were. And of course, that was steering on the tail end of the fuel things of the '70s, and uh, were we? I think we were running. We either running our service station. My dad had a gas service station, and I want to say it was. I think that was when we were running that. We'd started that, or he had started. My dad had started that. He had a, and so yeah, I could say, of course, yeah, because I think I remember him having to drive back and forth because it was a little bit of a drive from our house to the station, and I think I may have remembered him having to drive um, that. And yeah, I used by the military, and I'm gonna go back to this. And good morning, bro. Glad to join you. We're talking about the crazy weather and the government, uh, possible manipulation of nature and weather and things. Seeing the information where the weather control has been used military, yeah, and some of those three-letter agencies that pop in and get a hold of things. And let's see. Let's see. See, I shared that one. Uh, yeah, we get snow, yeah. And I know we've talked about that a little bit, Robbie, where you had a lot of this stuff we've been getting misses you, and y'all get ice way more than snow. And that's where we were at for a long time. Uh, and so yeah, it's and that's what we used to get here. And this last couple of years, we've gotten snow big time. Uh, and but Yeah, that is and think about this. Let's see, what is this? 2025. So yeah, 118, 60, 100. Yeah, 150 years, 100, 100, under 150 years, and it went from the horses to split second info in your hands, and yeah, the telegraph was the internet of the 1800s and sped things up like that. Then came the telephone, and and then. Uh, that's kind of where we were at, telephone and then cable television, and how 24-hour news cycle, and now we're in the internet age, and Yeah, split second info, uh, literally in your hands, or if you got one of those smart watches on your wrist right there. Powerful computer information around the world, communication around the world in the palm of your hand, and crazy. Which is funny because the people who built the first supercomputer, those big wall units, uh, said this would never be in the homes. It would never be a common. So there you go. And that's how much things have changed. Let's see, Robbie. Here we go. Don't mind the sleet as much as the freezing rain. Freezing rain typically means we're going to lose power. Yeah, it does, because it gets on the power lines and freezes them, and the weight pulls transformers, pulls power lines down. I'm with you. I mean, with where I live and what I've got to drive through, snow is going to stop us or slow us down a lot. Makes it very difficult. I'm probably not going to work. But freezing rain, ice, yeah, that's stuff. It's not happening. I've moved up on a mountain, and so when the weather hits, I'm stuck. So it makes preparation a little more important to me now, because I could be stuck at home, unable to get to stores and whatnot. But anyway, so but yeah, well, hey, interesting topic. Thank you, Robbie, for bringing that up this morning. Talking about just the weather and the changes in the weather, and of course, kind of relevant, seeing as that it's supposed to do another shift first part of the week, Sunday, Monday time frame, another shift back to the colder temperatures, and they're talking possibilities of light there. So, haven't heard anything heavy, but they're talking about possibilities of snow. Some crazy guy came in the other day and said, one of our farmers said 50, 15 inches. And I said, I think he was on the metric and meant centimeters. But anyway, yeah, right there. Funny to think those old computers that fill a big room didn't have nearly the processing power or storage space of that phone in your hand. That's absolutely correct. It is crazy. I remember, and some of y'all do as well, I'm sure, the old IBM, the old the first those computers that were, everybody finally had the home computer, and it was the black and green screen, and had the big 5-inch floppy disk, and everything. I mean, it was real primitive compared to what we have now. Even a bad computer now is faster than, is more amazing than that, and it's crazy. So yeah, definitely been a huge leap forward in that tech. Yeah, and see, this guy said, "I puts the delivery business at a standstill." Yes, it does. That's that is in my business as well. It's and I've had to, because commercial chickens, we might not pick them up to process them in that kind of crazy weather. But the problem is, and I'm glad I don't do it anymore, but the problem is that they still have to be fed, much like animals on a homestead or anywhere else. They still depend on that feed. And so those farmers, sometimes their silos run out of feed. Well, somebody's got to take that feed to them, whether regardless. And I always just get mad because it's like, okay, it's not like we didn't know this was coming. It's been predicted for days. Why were their bins not filled up, but that would happen. And I would take a drive that would normally take, I think it was drives that would normally take a couple hours there and a couple hours back. So 4 hours turned into a 12-hour day, because I couldn't drive over about 20, 25 miles an hour because of the road conditions. So, yeah, see, Keith says, I remember my first 20 megabyte, talking about computers. Wow. Yeah. Yeah, 20 megabytes. You burn that up and not even think about it now. But anyway, well, folks, that was, it's been fun looking back on some of the memories of computers, and then where they come from, and then also the weather anomalies. And again, thank you guys for the topics and the conversation. This is kind of the idea of the Chat Rules Friday. Never know where it's going to go, never know what it's going to be. We have fun with it, just kind of hang out, so to speak. A little more of a hangout. But anyway, we're going to wrap that up. That is a wrap for this portion of the show. I'm going to go through. Tracy, we would be remiss if we did not give the tip of the day. Being Friday's lighthearted and we're headed into the weekend, I decided to go with a little more humorous tip and then followed by an actual tip. Now, this first tip is a true tip. It's an actual tip. It's just kind of dark and, well, uh, still yet true, but yeah, kind of dark. So just, bear with me, have fun, laugh at it a little bit. First tip of the day. Remember, if you want to bury a body, cover it with a couple of endangered plants. That way it'll be illegal for police to dig it up, sparing you a costly trial. Kind of dark. I don't know, but nonetheless true. Just saying, y'all. Don't get no bright ideas. We're just having fun here. No serious plans, nothing. Anyway, uh, now the actual tip for the day, health tip, food tip, whatever you want. Get sunlight every day. Vitamin D is one of the most important nutrients for overall health, and sunlight is one of our best sources of it. Aim to get at least 30 minutes of sunlight each day, preferably in the afternoon and without sunscreen. Not much sunlight in the winter where you live. It might be worth supplementing with vitamin D supplement and or other food sources of this essential nutrient. That is proven to be one of the problems, definitely. So get plenty of sunlight, which means get up and get outside, get in the sun, even if for a little while. And yes, thank you, Robbie. Hit that thumbs up. Appreciate you, brother. And share that out right there. Post that up. Okay, so let's start through this trip of upcoming events. February 15th, Southwest Arkansas Homesteading Conference in Nashville, Arkansas. That's being put on. Which one, Tracy? The first one or the second one? But anyway, Nashville, Arkansas is being put on by U of A Ag Extension for Pike County, and I said I think there's another county involved. But anyway, endangered. I don't know. You'd have to research, Scotty. Endangered. uh, February 21st to 22nd, Homesteaders of Iowa Expo 2025, Bridgeview Center in Ottumwa, Iowa. Monty Shrunk, the suburban sodbuster, will be there. And by the way, if y'all haven't, go check out the suburban sodbuster on his channel, Monty Shrunk, the suburban sodbuster. Anyway, coming up March 1st, 8:15 to 4 p.m., Boston Mountain Homesteading Workshop right here in my backyard, Chester, Arkansas. It's a one-day event. It's about their third year doing this, I think. Anyway, second or third. March 21st and 22nd, it's creeping up on us. And that is the Okie Homesteading Expo, Mays County Fairground, Pryor, Oklahoma. Tickets are still on sale, $50 for 2-day pass. They did put the schedule of speakers out last night on Facebook. And I'm sure it's on their .com as well. But so they do have the schedule out, and it is a packed schedule. It's going to be really good. A lot of good speakers and presenters, and a lot of stuff going on. But anyway, so Arkansas Homesteading Conference the very next weekend, March 29th, Cleveland County Fairgrounds in Rising, Arkansas. $20 for adults, 17 and under, free. And then sliding forward just a little bit, April 12th, New Beginnings Homestead Expo, Nowata, Oklahoma. We are waiting on more information from the guy Chris Reeves, our friend Chris Reeves, who's putting that on. And he has invited Keith and I to be speaker presenters there, as well as, of course, doing our farm-to-table thing that we do when we go out to these events. So we'll be out there sitting down with some interviews and that stuff, as well as speaking, presenting. And more to follow on that. We'll talk more about that as it gets closer because of what Chris Reeves is doing there and why we think it's important. April 25th and 26th, the Shindig Ozark Living Expo, Newton County Fairground and Rodeo, Jasper, Arkansas. And let's see, same weekend, the Homestead Conference, Waco, Texas, April 25th and 26th. Adults, $99. Kids, 3 to 17, $13. Now, that is got to be the busiest weekend there ever is, because that is also the weekend of the 10 Killer YouTubers meetup. 10 Killer meetup for YouTubers at Lake 10 Killer here in Oklahoma. I know you got to, if you want a camp spot, it's at man, I wish I wrote this down. Dale put it out last night. I will get that information out. It's the Creek campground. I think it is. I'll have to get it out. I don't want to get too confusing, but it is April 25th and 26th and 27th. It's Friday, Saturday, Sunday at Lake Tenkiller for that YouTubers meetup. Homestead Festival at Hardison Mills, near Columbia, Tennessee, June 6th and 7th. That's on Rory Feeks Ranch down there. Let's see, $75 general admission, kids 6 to 17, $25. Ozark Homestead Expo, Marshville, Missouri, September 5th and 6th, general admission $50, kids 13 to 7, 15, and kids 12 and under free. Looking forward to that one. That's going to be a good one, as always. And let's see. Then we go down to our Oklahoma Homestead Rendezvous, McAllister, Oklahoma, at the Southeast Expo Center, September 26th and 27th, $15 at the door, or in advance, I think, even. I don't know. But anyway, you go to Oklahoma Homestead Rendezvous on Facebook and or oklahomahomesteadrendezvous.org for more information there. Look forward to seeing everybody out there. We are going to be speaking as well as being sponsors there, and looking forward to another good year with this one. Homesteaders of America Conference 2025, October 10th and 11th, Front Royal, Virginia. $50 for a 2-day pass, and I know they are under 1,000 tickets left, so tickets are running out and running out quickly. So if you're going to be in those events, start putting them on your calendars. I will continue to go through and update. Like I said, I do got to get some more information, because I know that the 10 Killer meetup in the end of April, and then there's Mid-America meetup in May. So I'll get that information out as well. So that is it for events, and that is a wrap for today on the Farm2Table Direct Show Morning Edition. Thanks for joining in as we explore headlines and stories, and sometimes just some funny stuff. But anyway, hanging out, but it impacts our world now and in the future. As was said, and as it's up on the screen, if you enjoyed today's show, don't forget to hit that thumbs up, hit that like button, share it with friends, and if you're not, subscribe to our channels on Facebook, YouTube, X, and Rumble. It is the best way to stay connected and help grow the conversation about food, farming, and community. Just as let's see, y'all guys have a great weekend. We'll be back Monday morning, 6 a.m. And of course, next Tuesday, 7 p.m. on our, these are all Central Standard Times, but 7 p.m. On our Farm2Table Direct Show weekly live event on Tuesday nights. Anyway, hope you all have a blessed weekend. Go out and have some fun. Get out before this weather gets bad. And now, Scotty, you stay in and be careful if y'all are getting that kind of snow. Don't need you getting out and getting sick or anything. Anyway, until next time, keep your roots deep, your vision growing. Good food starts with great people. And as we're already popping up, we are hashtag stronger together. I guess Tracy's going to be tomorrow at 3. So go over, check out the Garden Kitchen with Tracy. See some great recipes, some great cooking, and anyway. And as Robbie said, have a great weekend, everybody. And listen, be a blessing to someone today, this weekend, and we will see you all on the other side. Thanks for being in this morning. And thanks for the prayers. Final last name, my daughter and the grandbaby that's on the way are both okay. A little bruising for the daughter, but the granddaughter is doing well. So anyway, we're going to hand this off to Hank. Everybody have a great week.
No humans were harmed in the production of this podcast.